trouble, 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 trouble. You know I might get in trouble. You know I might get in trouble. Trouble, 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 trouble. Yeah, I may get in trouble with this. Yeah, I might hit the button with this. T.Cooke Briaunna Monet, yeah, you know how we coming with this. Heat it up like the summer with this. They tryna kick it, wanna punt it with us. Yeah, they say it's something in the water, so I went out and fled on my wrist. She said she buy, I said pull up. She said hi, I said hola. She wanna vibe, I told her pull up. I said roll up, I'm like hold up. She said she buy, I said pull up. She said hi, I said hola. She wanna vibe, I told her pull up. I said roll up. I'm like, yeah, I may get in trouble with this. Yeah, I might hit the button with this. T.Cooke Briaunna Monet, yeah, you know how we coming with this. Heat it up like the summer with this. They tryna kick it, wanna punt it with us. Yeah, they say it's something in the water, so I went out and fled on my wrist. Good trouble like John Lewis, on the daily like Jon Stewart. With this rap, I'm a conduit. Gotta worry.
Hello, welcome to another episode of I May Get in Trouble for This. It's Briaunna Monet.
It's your boy T.Cooke. Back at it again.
Here we are. Before we start this episode, I didn't see this on our list of topics, but I want to send a huge fuck you to Bruce Lynn Jenner in the state of Texas for their new law on abortion rights. Bruce Lynn Jenner, I'm calling him Bruce Lynn because I, am purposefully misgendering him. Does not deserve to be a woman, does not deserve to be a Caitlyn, because that's my choice. Bruce Lynn Jenner, I don't know why, I don't know what news channel station, what media was interviewing him. I don't know why we asked Bruce Lynn his opinion on anything on women's rights, but for whatever reason, Bruce Lynn was on TV and said, I support women's rights, a woman's right to choose, with her body. But then came right after that and said, but I support a state's government right to make the laws they want to make. First of all, let's unpack this. First of all, a state government is not a human body. It's a system. It doesn't have a human body. It's not a human to have human rights. I think we need to start gatekeeping womanhood. Not every person deserves to transition into being a woman. I think the bare minimum of transitioning into being a woman, you should at least stand in solidarity with women. I don't know how Bruce Lynn has raised so many women, surrounded by women all his life, so much so wants to be a woman, and then does not believe that a woman has a choice to do what she wants with her body. So, Bruce Lynn, again, fuck you. I hope one of the Kardashian-Jenner women, I don't expect much out of that group, but I hope one of them gets you together. And from here on out, I will not be calling you by your pronouns or by your new name or whatever. I don't, I have an issue with some, this is not all, but some transgender women, because I feel as though, I don't know what it is about wanting to look like a woman. I get it, I don't know if it's the hair, the makeup, the fashion, the nails. Like, personally, to me, it's exhausting. I'd rather wear a sweatsuit every day. I wear way more baseball caps than the average dad. But, if that's what you like to do, cool. I get it too, like our shape, our bodies, we got the boobs, the ass, the hips. Like, I would want to look like a woman too if I wasn't a woman. I don't know what appeals to you, but it's almost as if you want to aesthetically be a woman. But when it's time to be a woman, you don't want to be a woman. Everybody wants to be a woman until it's time to be a woman. And that's my issue with some transgender women. And, it's an uproar. It's like, well, you don't need to say transgender woman, just say woman. I feel as though we don't have the same struggle. I don't see people signing up for uterine implants surgery. I don't see anyone signing up to menstruate every month. I don't see anyone signing up for the hormones, for the PMDD, the PMS. Every month, I don't feel like living. And that's not an exaggeration. Every month, I have PMDD. And every month before my cycle, my will to live is at an all-time low. I could be having happy things going on, but I don't care about any of it because I don't even want to be here. That's crazy to go through that every month. It's the up and the down every month. Aside from the physical pain of menstruating, the cramps, lethargic, like, and I think I have it good, but I have an issue with this new abortion law, whatever. It's, first of all, they're breaking so many HIPAA laws. How can you tell somebody, how do you tell on somebody that is doing something like a medical procedure? How is it that you can't mandate a mask, but you're going to mandate abortion?
Talk about it.
I'm not understanding the logic here, but if we're going to go ahead and, call a zygote, an embryo, a fetus, a life, then at conception should be able to claim this on my taxes. This is now a dependent. Absolutely, because it's a parasite for sure. It's taking all my nutrition and oxygen. Should be able to collect child support from conception. And I've seen a lot of great think pieces that women have been doing on this. And the girl was saying, I should be able to collect WIC, and anyone that abuses a pregnant woman, that should also be child abuse, if we are considering this now a life. But no, these people don't agree with that either. The same people that want to be pro-life that are not actually pro-life. Do you support contraception being easily accessible? No. We don't support free healthcare. I don't understand how you're pro-life, but you're sending children to school in a pandemic without proper caution in place. We don't care if we sacrifice the children. Someone said, well, it's just a small percentage of kids that will die. This woman said, well, I have a small percentage of kids.
Sure.
My babies could be in that percentage.
Facts.
They are not pro-life whatsoever. We have kids at the border that were locked up. You're pro-life until that child's born. You don't support welfare. Again, you don't support free health care. You'll send a child hungry from lunch because they have a debt. How does a child have lunch debt? The child doesn't work. But you will let the child starve. We don't support gun laws. We give the teachers a bucket of rocks to defend against a school gunman. So we're pro-life until, and then, when we grow, there's still so many human rights, that we don't support as an adult human, but I'm just sticking to the kids here. It's baffling to me. And Bruce and Jenner, these same deep state religious leaders also don't support you being a transgender woman and would be more than happy to take away your rights as well. So that's all I have to say about it. I could go on and on and on, but I'm going to leave it right there.
Points were made.
Yeah.
Points were made.
I just had to get that. I didn't talk about it last week, but I saw that clip with Bruce Lynn, and yeah.
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
And I respect everything you said. That's crazy. I appreciate you airing it out. You let the clip off. You let the clip off. Hey, living your truth.
Also, I do want to say that there are not enough men talking about this as well. I know that you guys are on the right side of things, but I also want to encourage all men out there, especially men that have had an advantage with abortion. You've had the privilege to use abortion for your own situations, and you're not talking enough about this or supporting. So when the marches begin, I better see the men out there too. That's it.
More points were made.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of swept under the rug. They don't, I guess, want to acknowledge it, but they are sliding the money.
Yeah, seriously.
Go take care of that.
So I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, hey.
Let's move on.
a lighter note, I guess. So everybody's been talking about this week. I seen the video or I seen the clip, but I just wasn't in an emotional state to like actually like watch the full thing.
Okay.
But Steve from Blue's Clues,
I did watch that.
20th anniversary, he gave a heartfelt message.
And I cried.
And I didn't feel like crying this week when that came out, so I just didn't even watch it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know why I was so teary-eyed, but
I avoid certain things. Like, if I'm in the middle of a work week and I see something that's pulling on people's heartstrings, I just will avoid it until it's time for me to, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's just like, I don't be liking to have my week thrown off like that.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, since you've seen it, can you tell
he
us
basically
about
was just, talking about when his departure from the show, and like, I know that was pretty abrupt and that could have been traumatic, and I went off and did great things, and I just haven't forgotten about you, and you were part of the reason why I was able to go out and do great things. So that was sweet. Then he got into a part where, like, look at us now, like first it was Blue's Clues and now it's student debt. And then like some other adulting things, some good things and some like, it made me teary-eyed because just like, wow, things were so simple back then. I wanted to go back and hug my younger self because like, wow, like who knew we would have grown up to be successful, and where we are right now, and regardless of how we feel about where we're at in our lives, like we're here and still kicking, and just like that little bit of strength that I think we all need. I think us millennials we've experienced a lot. Right. We have really witnessed a lot, and I'm sure, that's just what happens in a lifetime. We look at our grandparents who have witnessed a lot, like I just feel like to still be in my 20s, I've witnessed a lot, and still going through, a pandemic, and it's just a lot. It's just a lot. So definitely made me teary-eyed. It was sweet. I guess it was needed.
I'm glad he came out and said that. Yeah. I think, to give people some closure, that's always good. My question is, can we get an apology from AJ and Free from 106 in Park? Because that was traumatic for me.
Okay.
When they just disappeared.
When they threw Bow Wow at us, yes.
And no offense to Terrence and Roxy, but it just was never really the same, Yeah,
that too.
So if they can come out next, that would be good for me personally.
I didn't need the closure, and honestly, it was just nice. It just made me think about things like, wow, we used to be young and carefree, and now we're here again with student debt.
Facts.
And trauma all around us. But yeah, speaking of things that go ahead.
I said Biden can take care of the student loan debt, but he won't. Allegedly some people got theirs right, but I'm like, where about? Because mine's still
I think
it's
coming
there.
In like waves, maybe.
But hey, it's a stadium. I need the wave to hit me next. Cause come on,
Biden. My turn, stand up.
Come on, Joe.
Thinking about things that we've witnessed as millennials. The anniversary of 9/11 was yesterday. Do you remember where you were when that happened?
I was at Bethel Christian. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what grade it was. I know 5th grade. Me and Brian was in the same class. Mm-hmm. The teacher we had at the time, we I ain't gonna say we hated her, but we had a strong dislike for that woman. A lot of people had a strong dislike for that woman. But she was going through some stuff that she later apologized about. But nonetheless, I remember we was at Bethel Christian, and when that joint happened, they like rolled the TV into the classroom.
Oh, wow.
I think like somebody came and got our teacher and took them in the hallway and let them know what was going on. And then I remember them bringing like the TV into the class, and like I think they was showing us like what was going on.
I don't know if that was a good idea.
Because I'm pretty sure I remember that, but it was so long ago. But I just remember like when my mom came and picked me up that day, and then like going home and seeing it on the news too. It was just like, it was a scary thing. But like I was so small, like I knew what was going on, but it's like hard to fathom and fully wrap your head around, because nothing like that had ever happened on like, domestic soil. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's wild. I did see, did you see George W. Bush yesterday give a speech about it?
No.
He actually was very articulate.
Really?
And, for the first time I ever seen, like, since I've been here on this earth. And he actually said,
fool me, can't get fooled again.
he actually condemned, like, I guess, foreign terrorists and domestic terrorism as well.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
he spoke against that and said, like, they're basically, I forgot his verbiage, but he said, like, they're basically one and the same.
Okay,
So
Michelle been rubbing off on
I
him.
said, yo, I don't know if he been around some black folks, I guess, but
him and Michelle Obama are like best friends.
yeah, they besties. So
thank you, Michelle. It's always a black woman.
facts. So, but yeah, what's your
Yeah.
memories from there?
So for me, I was in Dayton, Ohio. I was at East Dayton Christian School, 3rd grade.
You went to Christian school too.
I did.
I
up
didn't know
until
that.
6th grade.
You went into, you left, you went into 5th grade, right?
Sixth grade. I went into 5th grade.
You went into 5th grade. I went into 7th grade. You went into
6th grade.
That's crazy. Because
Yeah.
at some part you got to make the transition.
You do,
You
or
have
you
to.
will be sheltered.
Yes, you have to.
I do remember just being at, it was scary, I think even more scary for me because both my parents are Air Force and we lived on base there. And I just remember, hearing about what happened. But of course, I was always in after school care. And that day I was like one of the last kids to be picked up because base was crazy. We were like on complete lockdown. The base was, I remember, it was just very strict. Like the lines were longer getting on base. And of course, that fear of, are my parents going to be deployed? As a military child, that lingers in the back of your head all the time, and it's not a great feeling. But yeah, I remember that day. So I just remember being in the cafeteria, looking at the clock, waiting for my parents to come get me.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
wild.
Yeah,
Life be flying though, because it's like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, dog, 20 years though, bro. Like,
crazy.
man, I think Jay-Z dropped an album that same day too. And the Blueprint, I think, came out on that day.
Really?
And he gave some proceeds of ticket sales for his tour to benefit like 9/11. But yeah, like I remember that, and then I remember they said allegedly Michael Jackson was supposed to be in one of the Twin Towers. He had a meeting that day.
Oh wow.
But he decided to cancel it last minute. So that would have been crazy.
That's God, yeah.
But shout out all the, the families that were impacted by that, because that forever changed America.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
It's still scary till this day. Like I still think about that every time I board a flight. Just the possibility,
Can you imagine, like, before then, it was no TSA.
Yeah.
So you could, like, sneak stuff on the plane. You could do a lot more
You could, like,
stuff.
go to the gate with your family and, like, see them off on the
Yeah,
plane.
like, that's wild to think, like, it was just loose like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. And then the stuff that happened, like, at the Pentagon, and then, like, at the different places, like.
And my aunt was there at the Pentagon. She works up there. She's Air Force Reserve. So it was all very scary. Yeah. And honestly, with things going on now with Afghanistan, it's kind of like the timing is freaking me out.
For sure.
I think it is good. I don't know. I don't want to get into that right now.
Yeah.
But definitely, keep everyone in memory who
For sure.
definitely died during that. Have you been to the 9/11 memorial? Yeah. It's really beautiful what they did in New York. So, yeah.
That's what's up. Let's move on to some more uplifting
Yeah.
stuff.
Let's get all of that out the way.
Speaking of Jay-Z, him and Beyonce gives $2 million in scholarship money to HBCUs. Did you see that this week?
I did see that.
Shout out to the Carters family.
They're always doing that.
Like,
which schools this time? Do you know?
I think Norfolk State was impacted because
I did
all
see
of them
that.
got a lot of technology. AirPods, iPads,
Apple Pen.
Apple
Pens.
pencils, yeah. in it was something else too. It was
Nice.
like one or two other things. And I'm like,
Nice.
I mean, how do you feel as a Norfolk State alum that they are getting these blessings?
I'm just trying to get enrolled.
You trying to
get
enroll?
back enrolled. So we're going for the PhD now.
It said all students. Shoot, I might need to put
Oh,
it
do you
in
get
the
to
app.
keep it?
Yeah, at the end of the year, you buy it for $1.
You buy it for $1 at the end of the year.
Okay.
Hey, okay, yeah. I need
Okay.
to.
How many classes do I have to take
I need to get
qualify?
yeah, I need to get another master's degree or so, or maybe it's time for a PhD. Norfolk State, holla at me. If y'all breaking bread like that, okay.
Okay, they'll hit ANC next. I mean, we got J.R. Smith right now, just live tweeting every day his
Talking about
ANC
his
experience.
classes.
I love it. It is one of my favorite things right now. Like
Yeah, shout out JR.
getting that
man.
ANC education.
Yeah, shout out to him because I mean, that's one thing about it. No matter how much money you have, education is truly priceless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like it's a different level of fulfillment. You know, so
He said, he was like, I don't feel nervous playing in front of thousands of people for so many years, but taking this quiz has got me nervous as hell.
I feel that though.
I love it.
I feel that though. But yeah, shout out to him because
Mm-hmm.
that's also something positive.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about Vice President visiting Hampton University since we're in the realm of HBCUs?
I mean, I didn't really want to talk about it, but we can now. I don't really acknowledge the Biden administration until they clear my student loans.
Got it. Until they acknowledge you.
Yeah, until they acknowledge me, I'm not going to acknowledge them.
Fair enough.
I mean, like that's where I'm at. But nonetheless, I think she gonna be at Hampton this week.
I think she came already.
Oh, she already came. See,
Yeah,
I told you I
see?
don't acknowledge them. So
Yeah, I guess she
don't
came.
know.
But yeah, I don't know what she talked about, what she did there. I just know that she was there. And yep, there's that. Cool story, bro. All right.
Shout out to her.
Have you seen Chloe Bailey's music video?
So I haven't watched the video.
You haven't?
I seen clips of it on my timeline.
Mm-hmm.
They saying she graduated from the Beyonce School of Entertainment.
Absolutely. It is giving Queen Bee. I said that. I was like, I think Beyonce passed the baton.
Yeah, I like her. She's dope.
I think
did you
her and Holly have wrote for Beyonce.
I don't even know. I know they signed her. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't put it past them.
Mhm.
But shout out to her though, and shout out to her for bringing back Illuminati conspiracies
Oh,
as
God.
well. Did you see that?
No.
So there's conspiracy video floating around that if you play the song backwards, it says I
I love a good throwback Thursday. Go ahead. What
It
is it?
says I serve Satan or something like that. If you play the video and the song backwards, allegedly, and somebody made a conspiracy video about how she's Illuminati and she sold her soul, and and everybody's just like, yo, is this 2009 all over again? Like, yo, we bringing back conspiracy videos. Like that's crazy. And like it was funny because it was like when they reversed it, like nobody heard what they said that she was saying. It just sounded like mumbo jumbo.
Just loud and
You know what I'm
wrong.
saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, that's what was the funny part about it. I think Kev on Stage even did a video about it too. So so it's just like, okay. I mean, not to belittle like backmasking, like that is like a thing, like
Yeah.
that, you know what I'm saying. I'm not, but for her, I don't know, at least
Yeah.
not yet. I didn't hear what they said that she said, but
I
nonetheless,
love the song and I like the video, and I think that people have been giving her a hard time, because I think a lot of us were introduced to Chloe and Holly through their YouTube video when they were young, and so we, unfortunately, young popular celebs or whatever, like we as society have a hard time letting that go. Like, oh, you're just a baby. Like that's how like these Disney Nickelodeon kids are just like, no, you're innocent. What are you doing? Like eventually they have to come into their own adulthood, and it's hard. Like especially being a woman, you're like, oh wow, like I have a woman body now, and like it's weird to embrace, but she's been trying to embrace it. And of course, like you get all that backlash. Like, I mean, I went through it with my dad. So it's just like, you almost feel like ashamed about it because just like, oh no, like you need to cover up and you can't wear this, you can't wear that. But then when you get out the house, you're just like, I like this. This is nice. Like, so shout out to her for, you know, like not letting the haters stop her from embracing her body.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. And as the fellas, we appreciate it. So keep doing your thing, sweetheart. And it was something I noticed in the music video, but I ain't gonna touch on it because I feel like I don't know if their fan base is as like crazy as the Beehive, but like
I just feel like her sister Holly is crazy enough for everybody.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna just like not even say what like I wanted to say, but I did notice something in that music video that's kind of like.
I will please share with the congregation.
Like it's like I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but speaking of what they said about her, like her dress, you seen that dress she had on? Like that dress, it was like I think it was like I don't know, it might have been like red, but I did see it looks like some horns was on that joint, dog. And I'm like I don't know about that, dog. Like you gotta look like, you know what I'm saying? I respect the fashion, but if you look at that joint, you can kind of see it look like some.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it and like really pay attention.
It ain't even nothing you really gotta pay attention to. It's like really kind of just in your face. You just probably won't question it.
Hiding in plain sight.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's
So
the
it's
best
like,
way, right?
But nonetheless, like I said, I don't know, but I did. Like me going to film school, like I see stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It'd be hard for me to like really enjoy certain stuff because it just be right in your face.
Yeah.
Like I be watching music videos, they be having the. That's another talk. That's another day for the. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna get into all that, but shout out to that young woman. I ain't gonna never knock a black woman on the come up trying to do her thing. You know what I'm saying? So. And
then meanwhile, we're just waiting for The Little Mermaid with Holly to come out. I'm very much so looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's gonna be epic for sure.
It's just funny because I feel like they're on two different like paths.
Yeah, Holly can't show her body like that. She got a Disney contract.
She
got to cover up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She can't fumble that bad. But her sister, that's another story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of Disney contracts, did you see that Raven Simone declined Disney's offer to make her character on Raven's Home a lesbian?
I did see that.
I
mean, that's her choice.
Isn't Raven a lesbian?
Yeah, she's part of that community.
Yeah,
for sure.
I thought so. Like,
so I mean, maybe
for her
she
to basically
just
play herself, she wasn't like okay.
I mean, I don't know what her logic behind it was, but her character wasn't that way in the first That's So Raven.
Well, a lot of people, you know what
I'm saying? So,
in childhood don't usually come out till they're adults. So
true. I mean, I guess they could have wrote it in to the script. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I would like for her to.
I mean, maybe she just personally didn't want to deal with the uproar.
With the backlash.
Yeah, honestly.
That probably would have been,
That would be my only, like, no, we're good. Like, it's just not even go there.
Man, look. Look. I had the biggest crush on Raven. I think most dudes had a big crush on Raven on That's So Raven, dog. Like, when that scene, when, like, she was, like, on, like, a... What was that scene where she was like going out of the school and she was like on a like some type of a cart and that joint was like rolling? You know what I'm talking about? Man, y'all, I don't think Nick can edit a clip into the joke. Disney might copyright us, but I had a big crush on Raven. Even I didn't mean to bring him up, but even the baby said he was crushing on Raven. Remember that joke? And then he met her in person. Pulled up to her crib, yo, and she gave him he was like yo, I used to have a crush on you. Like he was kind of like spitting game at her low key to see if she was gonna budge on it. You know what I'm saying? But she was just like, I don't like dudes. Like I don't. So
specifically you, but yeah,
I'm weak. but yeah. So moving along though, I seen this and maybe like our showrunner can fill us in. Ray-Ban has smart glasses coming out. I'm a Ray-Ban man. Even my regular glasses are Ray-Bans. So
send a package.
like yo, I'm an advocate for Ray-Ban. Like, that's all I wear on my eyes.
Get a Ray-Ban
period.
sponsorship.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I always said, like, yo, when I make it, like, I'm going to cut a deal with Ray-Ban because that's the only people I trust over my eyes, point blank. So
yeah,
they got smart glasses come out. Send us a pair and let us review it on the show.
Yeah,
Facts.
So what are these smart glasses? Is it like the Iron Man type?
It's regular glasses, but I think Facebook. I think it's like sponsored through Facebook. Like
Okay.
Facebook, Ray-Ban's got a collab.
Facebook and Ray-Bans got a collab.
Interesting. So what do they do?
They take pictures. They
Oh, so kind of like the Snapchat glasses.
make phone calls.
Oh, okay. So
That's
it's like another
hard.
Bluetooth.
That's hard.
Does it have like an earpiece or like your call is just gonna be like out there on speakerphone?
I don't know.
I kind of
It's
I need
hard,
to
though.
look these up actually. Like while I'm just sitting here. So we have built-in speakers, microphone, Bluetooth connectable touchpad. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I never got the Snapchat glasses. I thought those were pretty cool. Because you can like record through like your eyes essentially.
Oh, like POV.
Yeah, it's like POV. Like you wear the glasses and then you like press record or whatever, and then that's pretty cool.
That's hard.
Yeah. Good for like travel bloggers for sure, or content creators in general.
Yeah, I gotta look these joints up some more, but nonetheless,
Yeah.
I do want to try them out. But I like the these look like I like the Ray-Ban Club Masters. Like they fit my face the best, but like on a regular basis. But I would try this model out too.
Excuse me.
I think I used to
Sorry, guys.
I had to switch my Ray-Bans up because the ones I was wearing back in the day, like everybody started wearing them. So then I got the Club Masters, then everybody started getting hip to them too. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna just rock with these for now.
Mhm.
And then
That's your signature.
yeah, but I gotta like in like a year or two, like I'm gonna just switch it up again because like you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
keep it fresh. But shout out to Ray-Ban, send us a pair up here, send us 2 pairs, and to quote Nelly, send us 2 pairs up here, and we'll wear them on the show and give them a review.
Yeah.
Nick, cut this up and we're gonna tag Ray-Ban too. Move it along.
Moving on. I didn't see this, but this is hilarious. Iowa State University fans chant "Take a shower" at Ashton Kutcher.
I seen that yesterday.
Well, he shares his prediction of the game on ESPN.
It was like, take a shower, take a shower. And he was trying to talk, and I know he heard them
That's
saying it.
embarrassing.
And it's like, bro,
It's embarrassing.
if you just wash your
and
arm
it's
pies, you wouldn't have
preventative.
to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you brought this onto yourself.
Yeah.
And then spoke about it in public, so it's like, now they're bringing it in the public. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The white folk bring that up.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's one thing not to wash your hand pies, but it's another thing to let people know you don't wash your hand.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like you stood tall in that.
yeah, like you double
Yeah.
down and like, yo, this is standing 10 toes. Like, no, I don't see the point of washing. Like, all right.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
That is hilarious, and I wish I saw that.
yeah, that was wild. I seen that yesterday. Hey, yo, did you see Kodak Black, though, donated $20K to the daughter of the cop who died from COVID? Did you see that?
No.
Kodak Black has been in the news. Like I seen him at
Is he expecting a child or something?
is he what? Expecting a child?
I think I saw something like that, but that's about all I've seen.
I seen him at the gas station, not in person, but like I seen him at the gas station. It's a clip. He was like at the gas station, and like this street preacher was there, and he shared the gospel with Kodak, and they prayed together, like the sinner's prayer, and like he like accepted Jesus like at the gas
that's
station.
nice.
So I can't knock that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was just so funny because like after the prayer, right? Like,
Like,
'cause
did he know what he was doing?
did Kodak know what he was doing?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was like repeating, like repeating, like you
I
know.
know
what I'm
it's like
saying?
one thing to just repeat it, and then it's like, oh, I didn't know that I just gave my life to God.
Well, hey, the Lord works in mysterious ways.
I mean, amen.
You know what I'm saying? And it's never too late to get right.
Ever.
So at the end of the day, I just found it funny because after like they said the prayer, he dapped the preacher up. And he was like, Hell yeah. You slid on that.
That's why I'm not
Hey,
quite sure
I said, yo,
that he really knows.
How you say?
I don't
like,
think he was all the way there
How you say like, hey man? He like, hell yeah, brother. You slid on that. Like really?
on the prayer.
He slid on the prayer, like meaning like, yo, you went crazy, like. like
exactly. So
right,
yeah,
so I'm like,
I don't
bro.
know. I mean, it's up to God whether He accepts that.
You accept God, but do He accept you? That's the question. Like, well, nah,
I'm not sure if He
know.
realizes
if it was
what
genuine
just
or
took
not.
place.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But he said the whole sinner's prayer, eyes closed and everything. And so I thought that was interesting.
You gotta believe it too, though.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see. But I found that more entertaining, like very entertaining.
Yeah, I didn't hear about this. But I mean, I'm glad he's found a better place for his money other than the toilet and whatever, one of the oceans of the world. So.
I'm weak.
Do you want to get into this topic that I guess was on the timeline this week or on the Shade Room or something like that? And I think you being a man who is 30.
Yo, they don't know my age.
They do.
No,
Yes,
they don't know
you've
my
said
age,
it.
bro.
You've said it on the show. Yes, you have.
I'm
Embrace it.
I'm 300 or 400, whatever Chief Keef said
Oh
on
my
Breakfast
gosh.
Club. That's my age.
But the question is a single man over 30 with no kids a red flag? What do you think?
I don't think it's a red flag. I think it's a green light. like,
I agree.
hello, like we're a rarity, like
Yeah.
unicorn. like, I mean, I don't think that's a red flag. Maybe they're just waiting for the right person or waiting for the right person to act right. Like, you know,
I'm trying to see like why they would ever paint it red. Like why is that a bad thing?
a single man over
It doesn't
30.
say, like, I guess they're maybe coming from the stance like, oh, like you haven't been with someone or been that committed or that deep into a relationship or something, you know, that you haven't had kids yet. So it's just like, what's wrong with you or something like that. But that doesn't mean that you haven't dated or haven't been serious with people or
Exactly.
like in healthy, long relationships or whatever. So, I mean, that is definitely a topic for the Shade Room because that's just makes no sense.
Shorty said a single man over 30 is a big red flag in all caps with an exclamation point, especially with no kids.
It's the bird mentality for me.
Like,
that right there is a red flag, ladies and gentlemen. Like that's the type of woman you stay away from.
I just don't get it. Like you said, just because
did she put why?
No. It was just a tweet that
Okay.
went viral. But my thing is like,
Got it.
yo, like you said, that doesn't mean that person is scared of commitment or hasn't been in a long-term
It screams
relationship.
responsibility.
Yeah, like let's give it up for a man who's 30 with no kids and don't have multiple baby mamas and multiple kids all over town. Like, let's talk about that. You know what I'm saying? But those are the ones that, from her bird mentality, those are the ones that they gravitate to, and then want to complain about, oh, this and this and that. But yo, this is what you chose, though. You knew
And
your
that's
man
fine.
was out here running the streets all stupid. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And let them
Like,
choose each other.
so it's like, yeah, y'all
So
deserve
that
each other. Like, don't get up
We
here.
can just get the
and try
dating
to-
pool clean out with
Don't try to get up here and bash
you guys.
bash men with no kids. Like, yo, they just ain't found the right one to reproduce with. But at the end of the day, at least I'm not like Nicholas Cannon out here just spreading my seed, just going crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I want to be married. Like, a lot of y'all be doing it out of order. I want no condemnation, no judgment. I want to do it in the right order. I want to get married. I want to settle down, have kids with one woman, and that takes time. So until that happens, like,
Yeah.
I don't see why we're getting judged for that. Like, you know what I'm
I think
saying?
that is
Like,
so crazy.
I don't understand that. Like, that's the craziest
And
thing
I
to
don't
me.
know why it was a topic.
But I've seen that happen though, because like, let's say like, in like, you know, our showrunner can attest to this. Like, say like you try to talk to a shorty or whatever, and then they be like, "So why are you single?" You tell them why you single. They be like, "Oh, so like they like if you 30 with no kids, it's like." They're digging deep for something to be wrong with you.
And that
like,
is
you know
the
what I'm
red
saying?
flag on that person.
It's like, yo,
like,
so it's like, so you just too good to be true. So you not a felon. You got good credit, and you don't have a bunch of baby mamas out here. So what is it that we don't know about you? It's something. And it's like, yo, you're digging for something, but it's really nothing there. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like
nobody's perfect, but like my imperfections aren't like huge. Like,
bro, like it's not an extreme.
Like, I don't have to be a felon. Like,
it's like, yo, it's like, yeah, like they put these, like, this is stuff that I've all heard, like, and it's like, yo, shorty, you don't know me, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like, I just don't even like when people just try to assume stuff about you, like, even if it's just based off like when your birthday, oh, June, oh, you a Cancer, Cancer, man. Yikes. Bro, like, first of all, beloved, like, you don't know me. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't know nothing about me.
But 50 Cent is a Cancer man, so if you need anything.
That nigga don't represent all of us. Like,
I'm just saying.
like,
I'm kidding.
So I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, like, it's just certain narratives and tropes that people, like, keep on going, and it's just like, I don't even be knowing where it started from.
I think it's a trauma. Like, everybody's traumatized, and at this age, we've all been through something that was like probably rock bottom in our dating lives. And I just think everybody's like, okay, so what is wrong with you? Like, I need to get down to the bottom of this. But I do want everyone to believe that there are good people out there, you know, that are unicorns and are too good to be true. And hopefully you also are too good to be true, and you guys can find each other. So I get it. It's a trauma response. You know, you're not really trusting, but you gotta let that go.
Like, I just don't like that.
You gotta let that mentality go.
That's just like me tweeting out a single woman in her 20s with multiple kids is a big red flag. Like, even if I felt like that, I'm not gonna bash all baby, like,
the way that they will crucify
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's basically what it is. It's like you jumping to conclusion. It's like, you don't know somebody's life. You don't know they could have been married, divorced. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't judge nobody. Like, you know, your don't stink. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that, bro. Like, I'm cool on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's just
I think
how
that's
I feel
a crazy tweet that shouldn't have gone viral. But I mean, we make stupid people famous every day, so.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't even think it said it was on the Shade Room, the great debate. What is it to debate about? It's nothing to debate about. It's like
it was on our list, and I needed to, you know, bring it up and talk about it.
Let's leave it there because they're gonna say, "Oh, this nigga's being emotional. He's a Cancer."
Wait. Okay, so speaking of Cancer men, I have no idea what happened with 50 Cent, but everybody was saying that he went too far. Like, do you guys know? No? Nice.
I don't keep up with 50 Cent.
I don't either, but like all I would see is that people are like, oh, 50 took it too far this time, and he's so problematic. And I think this might have been like last week or something, but I never saw anything. I know what you're talking about. I do
remember that, but I don't remember what it was that he did. He said something that was distasteful, but what's new with 50 Cent?
Yeah.
Like, he always said something like out of pocket.
Good. I mean, it didn't touch any of our timelines, so we were obviously in the right algorithm.
I think he said something about Michael K. Williams.
Oh.
That R.I.P. Michael K. Williams. Yeah. I think that's what it was. He said something he said about raising Kanan, the show, and something about him overdosing. And it was just distasteful. It's just like, bro, like, it's a few things that I don't play with, and death is one of them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like speaking on the dead. Like, they're not here to defend themselves. I don't like playing with death. Like, it's power in the tongue. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I just feel like 50 do go too far sometimes. But shout out, rest in peace, Michael K. Williams. Yeah. He was a great actor, and he definitely contributed a lot while he was here.
Yeah. It's so eerie that he just did DMX's tribute.
That's what I was saying, yo.
Yeah.
It was just wow. So, like I said, man, you got to appreciate people while they're here and give them their flowers while they can still smell them, because tomorrow is definitely not promised for anybody.
Yeah.
And speaking of, like, distasteful, I don't know if you've seen yesterday, but they vandalized Pop Smoke's, like, gravesite or whatever.
What?
and like tried to pull his whatever that joint
Tombstone.
is. Yeah, like they try to pull that joint and vandalize it. Like try to pull. I said, yo, let that man rest in peace, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and I hope him and all his family members, ancestors haunt you.
Like, you don't.
It's only fair.
Like, people just do too much, yo. Like, imagine being his mom and his brother and stuff. Like, they're still here. Like, they got to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let that family grieve. Let Pop Smoke.
Like, he's already in the grave. Like, what more can you do?
I'm really trying to dig that man up. Like, come on, man. Like, it's just too much. It's too much.
Wow, that's really upsetting, actually.
Yeah. So, crazy times we living in.
Really? Did you see the video of the fan jumping on stage with Lil Baby?
I didn't see that, no.
All I saw was the fan jumped up and almost like a split second later, security just comes and tackles him.
Dang.
And I'm not even sure if it was like the venue security or like baby security, like, you know, like a friend, like one of the big homies.
Oh, true.
But
hey, look.
Immediately, and I think that's great. Like, those are the people you want in your corner.
You gotta protect.
It's crazy. Like you said, the world is crazy.
You gotta protect the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a cash cow. Like, you gotta protect. You don't know if somebody trying to harm this person or not.
Not even just
you know
the money, is the person too.
I mean, yeah, but it's like, look, if this person go down, we don't have no job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this person is paying a lot of people bills too. So it's just like, yo, we can't let nothing happen. We can't afford to let nothing happen to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't. Hey, if you jump on stage, yo, do it at your own risk, yo. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Like, straight
Why
up.
would, like, I just don't understand what possesses people, but it has to be like a lot of alcohol and drugs for sure.
Yeah, they would probably high out their mind.
Yeah.
To be honest, but also wanted to take the time to shout out Ben Wallace this week. Virginia Union, right? Yeah, he's the first undrafted NBA player to be inducted in the Hall of Fame. So that's another W for Virginia. I would claim that. Shout out to him, though. He was, man, I think, like, man, he just touched the NBA. He had the fro, the headband, the wristbands. Like, he was just a defensive, like, powerhouse. And it's just like, he was just, I'm glad he finally get inducted into the Hall of Fame. I think Paul Pierce as well, and Chris Bosh, and somebody else that I'm missing as well. But they got inducted this weekend to the Hall of Fame. Nice. So shout out to all of them too, because it's well deserving. And
yeah,
Ben Wallace, we see you. So
salute.
What else?
I do want to say, because I feel like the past few episodes we really talked a lot about Ye and Drake leading up to these albums dropping. I'm a woman who loves numbers. I love facts. And the fact is that I have played Donda a number of times more than CLB. I thought you would be happy to hear this. But that's, yeah, I enjoy Donda a lot after giving it more listens. They're two different albums. Like I said, I feel like I too am in a different place in my life. I love Drake, but I feel like CLB is more so like going out, partying. It has like, not negative energy as far as like, oh, it's bad, but just kind of like that. He definitely like had a lot of disses in there, talking a lot of shit. And like some songs are like going out, party, you know, turning up, whatever. But Donda, I can wake up and play Donda. Like I can start my day playing Donda and I would feel okay. Like I can't wake up playing Way Too Sexy. Like you can on some days, but like I don't want to start my day like that. Like definitely more in a meditative and spiritual space. So
appreciate you saying that. Donda is a more all-around album that you can just play. It's just a vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Lots of replay value.
And I thought it was me being biased because I try to take my bias out of it because everybody knows how I rock. But I personally enjoy Donda more, and I just enjoy it more. It's just I just can't explain it. And I seen academics on his stream, like they did a battle. Like they would play one Kanye song off Donda, then I'll play a Drake song off CLB, then everybody would vote. And then Drake would go, then they'll go Kanye. So, and like they was like trying to see how many like songs that like were skippable on the album, and it was more skips on CLB than Donda. You know what I'm saying?
I will give it to Kanye, and I have to say this is not my favorite Drake project. It's really not. It's not. And I love Drake, but it's just not.
Being honest is the first step. You gotta admit it. Admitting is the first step. And
I
that's
was
all I'm
never
saying.
biased really to either or. I love both artists equally.
I'm saying like admitting that this was a miss for Drake. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, fam, like I know all of Drake's music. I have like I don't feel like Drake has missed with a project. Since like he's dropped like Thank Me Later, then you had Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, More Life. I don't know if I'm going in the right order.
If you're reading this, it's too late.
If you're reading this, it's too late. That's my favorite Drake project personally, because I don't think it has any skips on there, and I love that project from Drake. But it was a mixtape, so people won't call it a classic because it was a mixtape, but it very well could have been an album in my book.
Just talking projects,
Even So Far Gone, which was a mixtape classic. Like, I don't... what else has he dropped? What a Time to Be Alive with Future, classic. Like, even Dark Lane demo tape.
Love it.
Fire. This was a misstep for Drake. And I'm going to tell you why it was a misstep. First of all, I didn't like the artwork. We didn't talk about this last episode, but me personally, I didn't feel like the art. I felt like the artwork was just, it did get people talking. So in a marketing perspective, I guess it did its job. But when you if you're looking years from now and you're gonna put this artwork up again, I'm not gonna hang this in my house with these pregnant women emojis. I'm not doing it. But would I hang up Kanye, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy as an artwork? Yes, I will. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's how I feel about that. That's number one. Number two, Drake's merch with the little sayings on the back, like whatever, like it was like sponsored by Nike. How you have Nike merch and it still be trash? Like, bro, it looked like you went to the mall and had them screen print the jump, bro. Like, it looked trash, bro. I'm sorry. Like, that wasn't it. Compare Drake's merch to Kanye's merch. It's not even comparable, bro. Like, what are we even talking about? That's number two. Number three, the dopest part about Drake's rollout was the billboards. I'm going to give him that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give him credit where he deserved it. That credit, having, you know, the billboards in people's hometown, that was genius marketing. I respect that, and that was super dope. But as far as the music to me isn't memorable.
I haven't been able to really replay it.
It isn't. It's nothing really progressive about it. And when I'm talking to my homies about it, I don't see any true growth from Drake on this project. Like, you know, and I think the highs on Donda are higher than the highs on CLB. Like, you know what I'm saying? And one thing about Ye, every time he drops an album, he always progresses. It's always a new sound. It's always a new, you know, something that he's pushing. And you can, if you listen to Donda, you can hear that growth. You know what I'm saying? In Kanye, from the production to what he's saying, and just the whole ideas behind the song. CLB is just kind of like more of the same production. We're kind of just like, it's like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But at the same time, I don't hear the growth though.
No, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
I think between Scorpion and CLB, it's just, those are like my least favorite.
And my thing as a Drake fan, and I'm hearing that he is probably gonna put out some new music in the next probably 6 months or so.
Okay.
So nonetheless, I don't think it's going to be a long gap in time before we get new Drake music.
Okay. Because
Drake hears what people are saying. And I'm going to acknowledge Drake sold, I think, 604,000 copies this week.
Okay.
that is ridiculous. Like, that's an amazing accomplishment. I'm not going to take away, but y'all got to stop using the numbers to constitute this being a good project. Every time I say that this project, I don't like it, people say, check the skull. Look at my boy Mel say, check the skull. He said, yo, look, it's like, bro, yo, Drake is a phenomenon. Like, his numbers are going to be comparable to like Taylor Swift, the Taylor Swifts of the world. You know what I'm saying? So
but that doesn't mean we love
Taylor
Swift's music.
I've never listened to a Taylor Swift project from front to back. Like, but I'm just saying, like, no knock to her either. But I'm just saying, like, Drake is a global phenomenon. So of course his numbers, it'd be a letdown if he didn't do big numbers. But y'all have to acknowledge, take the biasness out of your heart. You have to acknowledge that Drake, the last 2 albums, Scorpion and CLB, like, yo, Drake is on a decline right now. I hate to say it because I love Drake, but from the outside looking at it, it look like Drake is on a decline. Not numbers wise, not momentum wise, not as far as getting people excited, because we all went and listened to it. Yeah. But it's like anytime I have my dad's homies hitting me like, yo, that Drake album on it. Like, that's not even their generation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, hey, fam, look. This to me, this CLB project just wasn't it. And I don't know if it's because I'm getting older. Maybe I'm aging out of Drake music. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Let me take a look.
I just wasn't a fan of it. Like, the replay value to me is like not there, like you said. Like, it's not something that I'm finding myself just.
I'm checking the dates on these albums. So before this, we had Dark Lane demo tapes, and that for me has replay value. Like, I will go back and revisit that, but I guess that doesn't count as an album.
That was more like, I mean, it's more like a mixtape or some type of a tape, some type of a project. But I don't really think people consider that an album, not a studio album. It's just loosies. Okay. So then,
I think before that, then you have Scorpion. Right? And then I think More Life is probably the last album that had growth for me.
And that wasn't even an album. That was a playlist.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like he finds these different things to call his albums. Views. I know people hated on Views when it first came out.
Views has a lot of replay value.
Views is aging.
Yeah.
Views is aging very well. I will say that. I was kind of on the fence with that when it first came out. But as time has gone by, it does have good replay value to it. I mean, he had Controller on Views. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, come on,
that
man.
had us in a chokehold summer 2016.
Like, yo, straight up. Like, so in One Dance, Controller and One Dance were on Views. So it's like, as well as Hotline Bling, as well as, you know what I'm saying? He had big records. My tell sign that this album wasn't going to be great before it released is for the first time, we didn't have a Drake single. We didn't have a big Drake single. Look at all his other projects, like God's Plan was a huge single. All his other albums had big singles that led up to the release of the album. This joint didn't have anything. It was just, it wasn't no big singles off it. The single off of this that they're pushing is way too sexy.
I don't really think Drake wanted to drop this soon. I think he still wanted to wait a little bit and work on it some more. It does feel like it probably came out prematurely. Still. I know it was supposed to come out like a year ago, but
to me, it's just a miss. It's a miss. Like, and we're going to have misses. You're going to have hits. You're going to have misses. To me personally, as a Drake fan, I'm a Kanye fan, but I'm also a Drake fan. They're both in my top 5. This album to me was not it. I mean, we went down the track list, but like Champagne Poetry, are you replaying that? Like, are you?
I'm telling you, like, I literally have not replayed CLB since last Sunday.
Have you listened to it?
I played Way Too Sexy, I think yesterday.
Like,
and then I'll play Love All, but I will fast forward to Jay-Z's parts. So I'm sorry.
Love All is dope. Fair Trade dope. TSU dope. Pipe Down, one of my favorites, and so is Race My Mind. But it's a lot of these on here, they're just not memorable. And even like we giving him props for You Only Live Twice with Lil Wayne and Rick Ross. That type of beat, like that sound of that song, it's been done. They've done that before.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so it's like some of these songs, it's like Drake has better versions of.
I agree.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Like, yo, I've heard this type of thing before.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? He has a better song. It's actually called this. So it's like, that's why I'm saying it's no real growth. And with that, like even Fountains, that's like an island vibe. I mean, he has Controller in One Dance. Mm-hmm. He already has like, you know what I'm saying, like huge records that's in that vein. So it's like that's a skip to me. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, other than No Friends in the Industry, which I heard they're playing that in the club, I like that song. And 7 a.m. on Bridal Path, where he's dissing Kanye, I like that song, but it just wasn't it. It missed the mark. But hopefully he'll go back to the drawing board and, you know. Drake still got it. He's still that dude.
Sure. Like, we always look forward to Drake. Yeah. And, like, his features, all of that. Like, well, he always has that. But I have to agree that I have enjoyed Donda way more.
Donda's just a vibe, bro. Like, and like, the fact that it's even compared, like, y'all came out and y'all was like, yo, Drake gonna wash Kanye. Like, I heard that. Like, yo, just wait till, like, yo, Kanye can drop his, but when Drake drop, it's a rap. And the fact that people are lit, like, Kanye's music is holding up against Drake. But I thought he was washed up, though. 45, 44. No. I thought he was washed, but his music is holding up against the person who y'all deem as the hottest rapper in the game.
But I think that unfortunately, I don't know if everybody can relate to Donda. Like, I don't know if everybody's as spiritual, you know? Yeah,
but my thing, what I say about that, and I say it jokingly, if you don't rock with Donda, you either don't love God or don't love your mom. Like, point blank, period. Like, who don't love their mama? If you don't love your mom, like, yo, you should at least love God, at least try him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, these are the two main things. He named the album after his mom. I love my mom. You love your mom. And it is about God. How can you?
God. Do you love God?
Like, how can you knock these two things? These are two relatable things. Certified Lover Boy. Everybody's not a certified lover boy. Everybody's not. They might want to be, but everybody's not knocking shorties up. You know, and everybody's not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, unless you, this is probably Nick Cannon's favorite album. You know what I'm saying? But,
true. You
know, but it's like, okay.
Yeah.
I just felt it was lazy. Like, the artwork, like.
Everything.
I just felt like it was lazy. Like, Kanye did 3 album listening parties, a hell of a rollout, getting people excited, even though I felt like the rollout dragged just a tiny bit too long. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because by the time it came out, I was just like, bro, I don't even really care no more. Like, it was just like, you know, fatigue. Like, it was like, but all this acrobatic, unbelievable stuff that Kanye didn't set himself on fire. He didn't put a replica of his childhood house in the middle of a stadium. He didn't did this and that. He didn't have everybody come to the studio. This was a passion
project. At least you can appreciate that. It was definitely a passion project for Kanye.
You can see it. Yeah. Like, but Drake just, all right, we're gonna put the album cover out and we're gonna do. Like, it didn't seem like... But
you have to respect why he did the album cover the way he did. Like, you cannot not acknowledge it. It was because it was 9 months late.
He never came out and said that. Y'all said that.
Okay, but...
Y'all said that. We don't know why he did that.
That's what artists do. They want us to speculate and to get it, you know, without having to say it.
I don't know if that's a conspiracy that y'all came up with.
Okay.
I don't respect, like, yo, are you gonna hang up CLB album cover?
No, but I don't base it just off of that. Like, it's still genius in its own way, if that's the reason, because it's 9 months late.
Let me ask you this: if the music was hitting, would it make you love the album cover more? Like, if this album was a classic,
I don't really care about this album cover, I think, as much as you do. I really don't.
Because I care about art. Like, I care about art.
I do like art too, but like, this is nothing. I don't care.
I mean,
Donda is a black screen, and I play.
Yeah.
I played it in the car, and I had, kids riding with me, and they're like, why is there no
artwork
or no album? Why is it just blank?
Hey, Kanye. Yeah,
but what I do appreciate that part is that when I do, like screenshot it and then I'll post it onto my IG story and put the lyrics, it's a nice blank space for the lyrics. Like you can see it very clearly. Look, there's no interference
different.
Of color. So I do appreciate that part of it.
Yeah, he different, bro.
Yeah.
Like I don't even think people talking about that. Like, is he the first artist to have a black album cover? Like just an all black album cover, no words, no nothing. Like I've never seen nobody do that. I know Yeezus was like a blank disc, but I've never seen nobody with just, all right, this is my album artwork. It's just black. That's different.
I can appreciate that because that's something I would do. Like I cannot
just
be
take
bothered.
This music.
I cannot be bothered with it.
Yeah, here's the music. Just appreciate the music. No artwork. Visualize what the artwork is in your head. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's hard to me. Like, that's innovative. That's creative. That's outside of the box. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't know. That's just what I feel. But I appreciate you saying that because...
No, I do. Like, I'm looking at, Donna's playlist right now. And I'm just...
And I
love it.
The biggest thing I like about the album is even though it's 27 songs... It's really 23 songs with 4 bonus tracks.
Yeah, I definitely don't get into the part 2s. And I still haven't re-downloaded it with the baby on it. So
true.
Mine still says 27.
Look, and I played this album for my dad earlier this week in the car with my dad. And I'm not going to play the whole 27 songs. I went through a good at least 15, 16 of them with my dad. And my dad was rocking with it. He's like, yo, this is hard.
Yeah.
And so if my dad can appreciate it, that's a different generation. And he appreciates it too.
Because so I think like our parents are in that stage of their lives, like God, family, like the things that Ye is talking about, it's just like, it's more peace, peaceful stuff. It's not, some of it's some shots, some of it is some shade or whatever, but it's mainly like, you can definitely listen to this and you won't, I don't know, it doesn't change my mood or anything. If anything, it makes it better. So, but if you listen to some Drake stuff, like it might put you in your feelings or you might like, I don't know, get in your bag, which is okay too, but then it's kind of like in a, I have something to prove type way, like I don't know. I'm in a different space. So I appreciate Donda. And I will say my favorite this week has been Heaven and Hell.
Come on. Hey, yo, bro.
Because.
Let's go.
Like I said, I'm in that space where it's just like the things that you listen to, I'm very cautious of that more. Like now the things I listen to, it does shape your life. It shapes your mood. It shapes your mind.
Talk about
or whatever. It. And, that part where he says devil, lay down. Like there is conviction in that.
Make devils
yes,
pray now.
Like,
that's the part that had my dad like, yo, like that's a high of the album. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's just like that's something that you should wake up and say, devil, lay down. Like, like you are speaking life over your life, like that's why I can appreciate about Donda. The things that he says in there, like talking about God and, God's position in his life and what God does and stuff like that. Like I can relate, and that's what I want to relate to, like, I like your friend better than you now. What is that song? Drake and it's just like that's not for me right now. That's not for me.
It's not, and like, and you know what? Like when people like don't like something initially, they like play it a bunch of times until they like it. I've never had to do that with Drake music until this album. Y'all are like, yo, play it a few more times. It's going to grow on you. Bro, like, no. Like, that's called programming. You're programming your mind to like something. If I don't like it within the first one or two times, it's not for me. And I don't want to go back and try to force myself to like it.
Yeah.
So I'm not compelled to go back and listen to Drake's album a bunch of times and be like, you know what? Yo, no, it's not for me, bro. It's not for me. Now, Kanye's album, this is something with some substance that even if, it's not super preachy. That was one of the knocks about Jesus is King, that it was too preachy for people who
didn't
Kanye
grow up
fans.
in the church.
Yeah. Now, this is palatable. He made the message of, talking about God more palatable.
Yeah.
He bringing in Playboy Cardi. Get on this. He bringing in Roddy Ricch. You know what I'm saying? Everything
Fabio.
is not everything. Yeah, Fabio Foreign verse of the year.
Yeah.
He wigged on Off the Grid.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jay Electronica on Jesus is Lord. verse of the year contender as well. And it seems like everybody that Ye has a innate nature to bring out the best in people. Every time that he works with somebody, like if your joint is whack, he'll tell you to go rewrite it. Shout out Nicki's monster verse, because she wrote something first and Ye was like, nah,
and
rewrite
now that's
that.
so iconic.
You see what I'm saying?
Like,
so he brings that. He brings that out of people. He didn't told Rick Ross to go write his verse again, and that's when we got "Devil in a New Dress," his verse on that. So what I'm telling you is, when people work with Kanye, they tap into something else, and he brings that out of them. And shout out to another verse of the year, Andre 3000. All these verses of the year are on Kanye projects. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he would have put, I guarantee you, the people that are hating on Donda, the hate that I see for Kanye or Donda, if Welcome to the Party, Life of the Party, I'm talking about Welcome to the Party like Pop Smoke. If Life of the Party was on Donda, the reception to Donda would have been, this the best album, this is untouchable, but that joint is not up there. You gotta be on YouTube, you gotta search for the leaked version of it, even though Drake leaked it on his radio show. What I'm telling you right now, what Andre 3000 said on that song about, Miss Donda, like, yo, if my mama is in heaven, like, can you ask her, like, like, he went somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I think, in my humble opinion, I think Jay-Z and Andre 3000 are like top two.
Yeah.
Like when they open their mouth, it's just different.
It's
different, and it's just like, yo, that Andre 3000 verse makes you just like, it's like if you've lost a parent or whatever it is, it just, you can relate to the stuff that he's saying. And it's just like, bro, why does Kanye get these legendary verses from these people? I mean, bro, Lil Yachty spit one of the best verses of his life. Like, not Yachty though, not Lil Bo. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he spit one of the best verses of his life. Shout out Ruga. He spit one of the best verses of his life. But the thing that had me so tripping, so crazy is on the song Life of the Party, when Kanye says, I told Drake to stop playing with me, and that's on GD. Like, oh, I'm like, yo, you gang banging now? Like, you gang banging for Christ? Like, yo, I thought you was like, yo, he said that's on GD. I'm like, yo, bro, like, Gangsta Disciple, like, that's on GD. Like, he told Drake to stop playing with me on GD. I said, hey, yo, Kanye still for the south side of Chicago. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, yo, I don't know what it is about Drake. It seems like he just know what, like, buttons to push for Kanye. Like, he had Kanye cussing, had Kanye repping a set. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, it's like sometimes like all that Christ stuff and the Jesus stuff got to go out the door. It's on some man to man stuff. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yo, so it's just like, hey, I guess he ain't the only one that got ties. I know Drake said he got mild ties, but hey, I guess Ye said, yo, that's on GD. You know what I'm saying? So I said, hey, and a lot of people ain't talking about that because they talking about Andre verse. Yeah. But it was like, yo, he repped a set, and I never thought, not Mr. Graduation, not Mr. Late Registration, he repping. Yo. Hey, so oh my God. I loved it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So I think it's been another good episode. Yeah. Thank y'all for tuning in weekly, every Tuesday. For the people that's not following you, let them know where they can do that at. Briaunna
Monet on Instagram, Twitter, B Monet on TikTok. Follow the Trouble Pod on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok, and follow our YouTube page. Subscribe, comment, like. Where can the people find you?
Find me on Instagram at T.Cooke Official, at The Cookbook on Twitter. And make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube page. And I think that's everything.
That's it.
Peace.
Adios.